I'm L. Whole time limited because I'm ill. And yeah, these are so expensive. What the hell's going on? Cosy Lives. So this was from Homey Bees, Home Bargains at Home Bargains. And then I went into Farm Foods. Got to 69 pence. I love Farm Foods. Looks for the best. Better than Iceland. Yes. My fave. For my overnight oats. And then £39 each. You guys, don't sleep on Farm Foods. Go to a Farm Foods near you now. Seen nothing. So I'm ill. I'm still very ill. Yesterday was the beginning, and today it keeps going. And I had a interview scheduled for like 9:30, but like just as I was about to get ready to leave, I had a big coughing fit, and I was just like, no sorry. And I do feel like it's worse in the mornings, and then it gets gradually a little bit better during the day. But yeah, I was just like, I'm not risking my health for, to be honest, a job I know I probably won't get because I don't necessarily have the experience that they're looking for, I don't think. But then, so I emailed them like, so sorry I'm ill. And then I look so funny because I'm wearing makeup for the interview, but I look busted everywhere else. Anyway, so I emailed them like, very sorry, I can't make it. And they were like, do you want to do a Teams interview instead, like on Teams? Which, like, last time I had to cancel an interview, they were just like, well, good luck for your job search. So to have that this time, I was like, oh, that's so accommodating. So it's definitely a green flag. But yeah, I probably will not get it. But that's okay. It was my first interview in like over a year. So it was still good to have the experience and just to like get those nerves tamed a little bit, because the first one is always the worst with interviews and with dates. The first one back on the horse is always the one that's can really like trip you up. But yeah, I think I did fumble it a little bit. I asked some pretty like rookie questions. Whatever. Oh, did you see that? But yeah, whatever. They were really nice women conducting the interview. And yeah, I kind of looked like I'd been faking it, because I was just like completely fine during it. They must have been like, why did she phone in sick? She's fine. But I was like on death's door 2 hours before. I think I managed to have like a little nap as well after I sent them the email saying I would make it, and I think that kind of helped me. Although now, oh my god, I can feel that like I need to sleep even more. I literally got 4 hours sleep last night. So yeah, I'm taking myself on a little walk just to get some fresh air, so that way like I don't feel guilty about being in the house for the rest of the day. Also, it's a shit day. It's an absolute fucking shit day, so I'm not gonna feel guilty either way. But like, it's good to get your body moving. And yeah, I'm really sad that I can't go to the gym because I'm ill. Like I could probably, but I would just like feel like my gym, oh, it's so annoying. So my gym used to have cleaning stations up until like a month ago, and now they're like, in an effort to be more eco-conscious, we're getting rid of the cleaning stations. What? We're aiming to be the first zero waste gym group. What? Like, shut the fuck up. You just want to save £5 a week on Blue Roll. And I know how much Blue Roll costs because I used to have to order it. Like, you literally just want to save like £25 a month on the cleaning products in the Blue Roll. And you were like, that sounds good, like that's however much, like I know, £300, we could save that much. So yeah, because of that, I'm reluctant to go while I'm ill, because I won't be able to like wipe down afterwards. And I could just like bring my own, but then I'm like the person that brought their own cleaning product to the gym. I don't know, it's just like, it's just better if not. And like I don't want to like tire myself out, exhaust myself for no reason. But I miss the gym, this girl. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Why does this feel so good to have the brolly resting on your forehead? I'm gonna go to Home Bargains and get ibuprofen and a sweet treat or something. I'm really hungry because it's lunchtime, and the time just, where does the time go when you're ill? Like, it's just, wow, the day's almost over. But yeah, hopefully I feel better by tomorrow, because I was gonna see Bestie Boots, and then the day after I was gonna see multiple Bestie Bootses. So hopefully I feel better by then, cause that would be really sad if not. Violin cue. Okay. And I'm happy. and I'm happy. You just can't get better than a view like this. This and a blunt. Love her. Yeah. My sauce is bubbling. I don't really know why I made it this early cause... Well, actually it's 7. How is it 7 o'clock? I feel like it was just 4. Hold on, I need to pee. Okay, I peed. Yeah. Shit, it's 7 o'clock. Anyway, this sauce is inspired by me and my friend Emily went to a very nice restaurant 2 weeks ago, last week, a while ago. And one of the pastas came with this sauce that had tomatoes and aubergines, and we both love aubergines. So I decided to try and recreate it. I would ideally have like breadcrumbs maybe to make it a bit thicker, or I wanted to get dried parmesan, but I could only see it in Iceland and they were charging like almost £2 for it, and I was just like, no, I've got parmesan at home, it's just fresh, I'll just do without. Anyway, I just finished the episodes that are available of Love is Blind UK, and will this be spoilers? Probably not. I don't think so. I don't know, every time I watch these kind of shows about like romance, love, etc., it brings out a lot of like thoughts. But you know what I mean, like you just start thinking of like scenarios that you see that reflect what's on screen like in real life kind of thing, which I think is natural. But one of the things that I'm like really thinking about is like coincidences, and seeing coincidences as like fate instead of what it actually is, which is just a coincidence. Like 2 of the contestants on the show, I mean this is a really weird coincidence, but so they're called Kat and Freddie, and Kat is like, oh, my middle name is Mary, I was named that after my grandma, and Freddie's like, oh my god, my grandma's called Mary. And then he's like, and my granddad was called Bill. And then she's like, my granddad was called Bill. And then apparently a lot of people were like, they need to get a DNA test because are they related? But I think what I took from it, that was my immediate thought, was that like, so she heard that and just like immediately started bawling because she was just like, oh my god, like this is so emotional to me that we both have grandparents called Mary and Bill. The bar is on the floor. But yeah, it's just got me thinking about like coincidences and how it leads us to think more into a relationship than it should. And I had a good example and now I can't remember. Oh yeah. I mean, this is embarrassing, but everything I do is mildly embarrassing anyway. Yeah, it got me thinking of like my MSN boyfriends when I was like 15. And I say MSN boyfriends very loosely because if you asked him at the time, he would have been like, no, we're just talking, we're not anything serious. But to me it was heavily serious, like I was in love with that man, or I thought I was in love with him. And like one of the things that like really deepened the feelings for me was that I can't remember what, I think I like mentioned that I was going to Glasgow or something, because I didn't live there at the time, and he was like, oh my god, like I love Glasgow, I was there not that long ago, and we did this, we did this, we did that, and like I then, it was something like that where like, hold on, was it? I think what it was that I told him like, oh yeah, I was in Glasgow and I did this and I did that, and he was like, oh my god, when I was last in Glasgow I also did this and I did that. And the two things were frequent a very popular town centre museum, like the only museum in town, well, one of the only museums in town that is like super huge, and that is like a good way to waste half an hour if it's raining. And I heard that and I was like, oh, we're meant to be because we went to the same museum. And also he had went to a goth shop. It was the one that was like under the train station at the time. Osiris, I think? Isis? I can't remember. But he'd went to those two places and I was just like, oh my god, oh my god. Like I was just like, wow, meant to be. But obviously I was like 15, so I'll allow it. But yeah, it just gets me thinking about like how we see these things as like a sign that that person is like for us, if that makes sense. And I think that can be like a really, not dangerous, because it's not dangerous, but it's like a really naive way of looking at things, and like basing a connection just on coincidences is like not a good basis for a connection, if that makes sense. I don't know, the more I have dated, the more I have been in relationships, I'm just like thinking about like what actually makes a good connection, what makes a good relationship, etc. And like I think when you're younger especially, you want someone who like gets you and that you immediately get on with, that you have a lot in common with, etc, etc. And the older I get, the more I realise that like it's not so much about what you have in common, it's like what you can learn from each other and the values you have in common more than anything. I think I've kind of lost the plot now, I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah, it's just funny like seeing these people like make such a big deal over their grandparents' name, and then lo and behold, this is a spoiler, they didn't work out. Because what? Because they based their connection on their grandparents having the same name. I mean, I'm sure that's not the only bit that they connected over, but like I think with things like that, it makes you feel like you have a deeper connection than you actually do. And then when you actually get to step back and look at everything, you're like, wait, without those things, like we were just two people. Does that make sense? I don't know. I mean, I'm still prone to coincidental thinking and like thinking, oh my god, this is amazing. Like with my ex, the first time he came to visit me, that we were like properly intentionally seeing each other, not just sleeping with each other. I had been at work and he had been out for the day, and we both reached the place we were staying at the same time, and it felt like a rom-com. And then we both also, like I had gotten on a bus and he had headed out before me, but then somehow caught that same bus like several stops after I got on it. And again, I was like, this is a rom-com, like this is literally something out of a rom-com. And like I still stand by that because it was cute, but it is that thing where like you can't base a relationship on like two moments where you both showed up at the same time. Like sometimes you just both show up at the same time and it's not that deep. I don't know, I'm back in my realist era. I was such a huge realist for years when I was single. Like realist to the point of pessimist, and then when I was in this relationship I was like, love is love, I love love. But now I'm back to being like, actually it's just a person and you could have that connection with like anyone who is giving you that time. And that's my thoughts on the matter. Anyway, can't wait for the sauce.